There you go.
Hey, what's up, family?
What's up, guys?
Give us a thumbs up if you can hear
You press the button.
Can you hear us now?
Now you should be able to hear us.
Saw sound, no sound.
No
No sound.
Sound winky face?
Just give it a minute. Give it a minute. Give us. Joe forgot the volume. No, it turned off. We had to reboot the computer like right before we started. So,
Yay!
There
okay,
we
wait.
go.
No, it says
No,
yay
yay.
and no sound. Yay,
It
no
says
sound.
it's moving. It says there's sound. Give them a second.
All right.
Give them a second. We hear you.
We hear you.
Because
Yay.
this is
All right.
behind.
Hey.
So I'm not going to put the comments on the screen. We kind of made the decision that I'm going to stop putting the comments on the screen because unlike Chris, like we actually get behind in our comments. And then when we get behind in the comments, it looks kind of silly when it shows up on the screen, but we don't answer it for 10 minutes. So
this handsome gentleman in the middle here is our youngest son,
Caleb.
Hey, guys.
So we figured rather than do it the way we did it last week where we had Anthony come in late and then people were leaving comments like way ahead of time, we figured we'll give Caleb like a half hour or whatever so you guys can answer questions like right away and then we can kind of talk about our nonsense and you guys can get us behind on our live stream, on our comments.
Caleb is our youngest son and also my biblioteca son or biological son.
I don't think that's what it means.
How is everybody doing today? Today was a cold day here in Florida.
We were very busy today going to the vet because Tabitha got into a scuffle with an iguana.
Yep.
She ultimately had the last word on the iguana, but not before it got one like sucker punch in.
Yeah, but the iguana's dead on the side of the yard. 'Cause
Yes.
I think it's still sitting there. I don't think anybody wants to go touch it.
Yeah.
It's always so back there.
We all are like, ew.
She's going to keep
So
playing with it.
$367 later for Tabitha, all of which, except for $40, is medication.
Yeah, I
a lot of
felt
that.
like $40 for a doctor's appointment was actually pretty cheap.
It's cheaper vet, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so Steph wants to know, is Caleb a cook too?
Are you a chef?
I can burn cereal pretty easily.
Yeah.
So.
Now, Caleb is not a cook.
He is, but he
Hey,
is
guys.
a good connoisseur.
Yes, I'm excellent.
Yeah,
tasting
so
things.
lots of people saying, hey, Caleb. Miriam said it's because we have too many friends who want to talk to us.
That's a good problem to have.
Chris said I have one job, and that's to get me behind on comments.
There you go.
Miriam wants to know how you're doing. Delissa said you are a very handsome boy.
Thank you.
And now he will turn red.
I'm
Mr.
always red.
Vivid J is on. He said, what's up, family?
What's up, family?
Gail said Caleb looks like you. I would hope so. Since
I do.
it's
I've gone a lot.
Caleb's son. Since it's Rachel's son.
I feel like that's a compliment to me because I think you're kind of cute.
I say, plus, I feel like I have a personality way more.
Let's see. One Band Marine said, dang, Kristen, no distraction squirrels games. Chris said, if you had chickens that had dead iguana, would be awesome. Would be gone.
I don't think. I mean, how hungry do they get?
Do you think that they would ravenously eat the iguana?
I hope not.
Chris said, I think Caleb needs to sing the Lumberjack
I
song.
like plaid, and I always get antagonized because everyone says lumberjack. I just like the red one.
I am not a plaid person. Rachel likes me in
love
plaid.
plaid.
Rachel buys me plaid, and I seldom wear it.
I just brought 3 plaid shirts for Joe, and they are neatly in his closet from where I placed them last week. They have not moved 1 inch.
Well, that is the area that you put them in. That's the area of, like, it's got to go be put away. I wish everything would just get put away originally and sent it to that one spot because I can't open the closet door until I put it all away. So it just sits there until I can no longer open the
If
closet
it's
door.
a skull t-shirt, it gets worn right away. But plaid, no.
Skull plaid.
Heather said, hello, Caleb.
Hello.
guys.
My said he is Rachel's library son.
Yes.
Yes.
My biblioteca.
Let's see. Chris said, sorry, Rachel said they had to go to the vet, and I said a vet because that's cooler.
Aw, had to go to Yvette.
Stephanie said chickens are not vegetarians.
No, I understand they will eat just anything you lay down in front of them.
Anything you give them.
In fact, they say that you shouldn't give them their eggs because they'll get a taste for them, and then they won't save any eggs for you.
I can make my own food at will.
Can you make your own food? I can make my own
Half
food.
of these people have their own chickens, and you're telling them about how to raise chickens.
I just thought that was amazing.
I think it's really cool.
It's terrifying.
Fun fact.
Well, hey, look, Grayson's favorite food is chicken wings. Like, he's a bird. He wants to eat chicken wings. That's his favorite food.
True.
Steph said, so easy Rachel can do it. Now we need so easy Caleb can do it.
At this point, probably. I think my different families videos of me making brownies, and I remember one of my favorite moments was I had a measuring cup and I put too much water in it, and I was like, oh, we have to empty out, so I just poured the whole thing out and restarted. So
now we have no water.
Yeah, it's a fun process.
Okay, so Miriam wants to know what you're studying in college.
I'm studying clinical psychology. I hope to be a therapist of types and helping people through those type of issues.
So, the cat's coming in here.
Oh, here comes Charity.
So, hey guys, do us a favor. Please hit the like button on this. If you have to exit out of the chat, hit the like button.
And
it helps
Becca
our
is
channel.
on.
Oh, no kidding. Hey.
Oh.
Hey, Becca.
She said Caleb is so handsome. Gigi Girl said Caleb. So, just so you know, I have a crush on 2krazyketos.
Aw.
Renee said chickens will eat their dead sister.
Jeesh, that is rough.
It's like about those things about pets where, like, eventually if you leave them to eat your face or something. I choose not to read those studies.
Man.
Heather said to give the chickens the whey from the yogurt.
Oh,
I
that's
just
a good idea.
made another batch of yogurt.
Wait, they eat yogurt?
They eat the whey, the protein.
Yeah,
okay.
the stuff that
like,
drips
wow.
off.
Which I found, I forgot to save the container, but I found an alternative to the Fairlife milk. Mm-hmm. And so Horizon has one.
I know,
that
Charity gets very excited.
Yeah, Horizon has a milk that is just like the Fairlife where they've skimmed off half of the sugars out of it. So, and that's a half a gallon, and it's cheaper. So I found it in Whole Foods.
Cheaper and better, I like that.
Yep. So Yvette wants to, Caleb, do you want to do keto for health reasons?
Yes, I was actually on keto for about a year. I had no problem with it. It absolutely works. Like I've seen my parents. It's changed a lot of my family's life. I'll probably do it for health reasons in the future, but currently, I enjoy bread. So, we're working on that.
I like that honesty, though. That's
I mean,
good.
it works. I have no issue against it. It's just the fact of at the time I'm with friends and I did different things. I mean, I want to be off it for right now. But I'm pretty sure eventually I will go back on and hopefully with my spouse, so she'll do the same thing.
So Chris said chickens steal mice from cats and swallow them whole. Google it. It's an epic video.
Sheesh. I feel like I'm not going to bed tonight. I feel
there's
like
too
I'm
much to
just
learn.
So speaking of Googling it, so we were in the vet today. We're dropping off Tabitha. And there's this little Pomeranian with what's got to be a 75, 80-year-old man with his son. And
I've watched a lot of
we
Dr.
watched
Pool.
a lot of Dr. Pool, so we knew exactly what was wrong.
Well, I said rectal prolapse.
Well, it wasn't a rectal prolapse. It was a uterine prolapse. But the guy is telling us, I mean, I felt so bad because this was obviously, this dog is this man's life.
Yes.
Again, he's like 75, 80 years old. And he was like, this dog is costing me so much money. It was like $1,500 to buy the dog. He's like, it broke its leg last year. That cost me $3,500. I took it to the vet because it had this uterine prolapse. And meanwhile, there's like, I mean, this is not just a little prolapse. This was like a multiple prolapse.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it came right back out as soon as I left. So I had to come to a different vet. And now this vet's charging me $1,500.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there going, be Dr. Poole, just put your finger and shove it back up inside.
It's like every problem. It's like, Splinter, reach in. Like,
yeah,
the
it's got to be solved from the butt first.
So, let's see. Maya said, speaking of Polo, I want chickens for butt nuggets, but we can't own chickens where I live.
It's a challenge. A lot of times, I mean, you have to take a look at what your local community says. There's another cat that's like moving the cord. But yeah, so ours, I think it's like 4 chickens.
Which means I'm getting 5 or 6.
Because he has to push the envelope.
Yes. So Julie wants to know how our chicken acquisition is coming. A lot of the stores are starting to get them in by, well, not a lot. We only have 3 places we can possibly get them. So we were going to go to Tractor Supply. They got theirs in, but they didn't get the ones we want. We only want one specific breed. We want the black Australorps because they're quieter, because they withstand the heat better, and from what we understand, they make much better pets because Rachel is going to baby this thing like crazy.
I'm probably going to knit it a hat.
Speaking of babying, we also found out that Rachel's little baby that thinks it's a lapdog now weighs 118 pounds.
She's gaining
weight and still only eating
small horse
1 cup of food twice a day.
Yeah. She's a giant.
Giant dog.
So we contacted a couple of hatcheries and they're like, well, we have to do everything in a minimum of 8 or 10 until April, but we're hoping to find them before April.
Like Costco,
because the heat. They said the heat of them together, they have a better chance of surviving the shipment. That's good. So I thought maybe they just hatched while they were being mailed. Stephanie said, perfect profession for Caleb, especially since he lives with 2 crazy people.
This is true. There's dozens around us.
So Patty Ebb said, Rachel, Caleb looks just like you.
Thank you.
Michelle is on from Durham, North Carolina.
Welcome.
Julia said, thanks for the reminder, Joe. I liked and shared it. So Miriam wants to know what you think of keto. I think you kind of answered that, but...
Just again, like more specifically, I think it absolutely works. The evidence is undeniable for what it does for your body and health-wise. It clears up things. I mean, when I was on it, I probably lost about 30 pounds very quickly. And it's a great diet. It's helped my family. Again, my grandmother, it saved her life. It's certainly blessed these 2 people's lives. And I'm a champion of it. I have no issue with it at all. I mean, I'm happy they're doing it, honestly. It's...
So what was it like? We asked Anthony this last week. What was it like growing up with parents that were heavy?
I didn't notice it. Like, honestly, like I was talking with Anthony about it, and there was a cat. And I feel the same thing as Anthony. You just don't notice it. They're just your parents. And it's more of like when you get older, you're not embarrassed. You get worried for some people because you care about them. But I never had any issues with it. I was just my parents. I love them then, and I still love them.
After the changes that you've seen in, I feel like Nanny's life, you have a very close relationship with my mom, your grandmother. And what have you noticed differently about her in recent years since she's been on keto?
I think she's been a lot happier. She's been able to do a lot more because over the summer, me and her go on different trips together. Like we'll usually do kayaking, very outdoorsy stuff, like going into springs around Florida. And it's because it's usually cheap. It's fun. It's a great experience, and it's physically demanding after a while. It's going to get on you. And with her losing the weight, she's been much more active. She's been happier. I mean, last time we went on one, she actually jumped off of like a 2-story leap into like a bottomless lake, and that like she was not going to do that if she was heavier. She wouldn't have the confidence, and she'd be fearful about her health. So I think she's been a lot happier. It's helped her relationship.
I was not aware that she was jumping recklessly.
Heather said, send me a picture of the milk. As soon as I get a picture of the milk, I will post it on our Facebook group. Amy wants to know if our yogurt is carnivore. Most yogurts are carnivore because it comes from an animal. If you're talking about strict carnivore, yes. Our yogurt would be strict carnivore because the only ingredients in it are cream and milk, which is carnivore. Some of the store-bought ones, they add thickeners. Like the one that everybody likes, what is it, Too Good yogurt? They're putting like different types of gums and thickeners and stuff like that, or sweeteners. So our yogurt is strictly cream and milk. So you can completely have that on carnivore.
Keep it simple.
Vivid J said, baby chickens must die so I can live.
Nice.
That's them or me, man. Easy decision.
That said, I enjoy bread too. I like the Omaha Bakery bread. Yeah, their bread was pretty good. I remember we had that. Steve said, our yogurt is fantastic. I made it with the sous vide last weekend, and it's as stiff as cream cheese. I love it. Thanks.
Thanks for giving the recipe a try.
Yeah.
That's what I like, because it's thicker. Because I don't like, if I'm if it's so watery, I'm just like I'm eating soup. Like it's
Right.
I like it super thick like that because I feel like it's substantial. It's almost like eating ice cream. It's actually thicker than ice cream.
Way thicker.
So I feel like it's really filling me as I eat it just to have a little tiny cup. And that's become my treat at night.
I've always been more of a Greek yogurt fan than like the tangy fruit on the bottom type of yogurt. So that's why it appeals to me too.
Yeah, and if you do want that tang, what you can do is actually let it culture longer. So instead of taking it out at 8 to 10 hours, you can let it culture for 14, 15, 16 hours and then not strain it as long. And because the straining it is what's going to get rid of a lot of that tang from all the whey and stuff. But if you culture it longer, the bacteria will eat up more of the sugars. And then just don't strain as long, so it'll be pretty thick, but you'll still have some of that tang. I personally don't want the tang. I want it to be like cream cheese.
Yeah.
So Chris said, Caleb, what do you think about the crazy ketos you have there at home living with celebrities?
It's honestly funny because some people have reached out, like especially at Coastal at our church, and you don't know who's listening, and all of a sudden they're interested in it. It's cool. Like I'm happy because they're the exact same people that you see on the screen and off the screen.
Oh,
thank you.
Because I'm not worried. You have like some type of weird. Like I have 10,000 subscribers now. I'm bigger than Johnny
I mean,
Depp.
the bottom line, we're far from celebrities. We have 8,000 subscribers? I don't even know anymore. Like 8,700 subscribers, something like that, which is still mind-boggling to me, but but it was interesting. So the local crossing guard for the elementary school right here on the corner by us, I actually work football with him. So it's just small world. He's the crossing guard in our community, and I do football with him. And last week, he called me. I had stopped to talk to him because he does baseball, and I do lacrosse. I've been trying to get him to do lacrosse. And so I just stopped because baseball season just started as well. And we were talking, and I drove away. And like 10 minutes later, he calls me. He goes, hey, this lady walked up to me with her little kid to cross the street to go to the school and was like, was that Joe? And he was like, well, yeah. She goes, you mean Keto Joe?
Aww.
And he was like, well, yeah, he does keto. She's like, no, they're famous. Like, they have a huge, I have no idea who this lady is. It's just
goodness.
somebody evidently who lives in our neighborhood who, we don't know anybody in our neighborhood other than our family.
That is awesome.
And so he was like, wow, you're famous. I'm like, no, I don't, I'm sure that like, just like my sister-in-law or somebody like that told her about us. So.
Thank you. That's awesome.
It's cool though.
Let's see. Renee said, how is the workout queen? Oh, she's talking to Miriam. She's talking to Miriam.
Oh.
Alan said Dr. Poole would have fixed that right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this vet's getting, what did he say, $1,500? It was a $1,500 deposit to fix this issue.
Well, since I don't know the difference between a rectal and a uterine, you definitely don't want me, standing in as the vet.
Stephanie said, my mom had to spend around $2,000 so far this year on one of her fur babies. Found out she has cushions, so mom put her the dog on keto.
Man, we are actually looking into some
I
different
am
food.
looking into Caleb doesn't know this yet, so he's not going to be happy about it. I'm looking into starting to feed the dog pure raw meat. Either cooked, sometimes cooked, sometimes uncooked, but ditching the food that we're doing. I've always been under the impression it was going to cost a lot of money. I mean, when I was researching feeding her raw food, it was going to cost like $20 a day based on her size. But like Dr. Sai was recently put up a video, and like he feeds his dog who weighs like 140 pounds on less than $2 a day.
How is there a dog that makes our dog look like a lightweight?
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
Impressive.
And yeah, and I mean, he eats lots of organ meats and things like that. Whatever chicken is on sale, like go to the grocery stores, like, and I buy whatever happens to be on clearance. Like, hey, we were supposed to sell this 3 hours ago. Buy that and feed it to your dog. So we're starting to look into it. Vivid J said, I'm planning to do a carnivore challenge next week with Nicole Burgess.
It sounds like you don't want to turn your back on those chickens.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Well,
Seriously.
Ron said, hey guys, I love Dr. Poole and you guys. And then she said, hey Caleb.
Hey.
Chris said, Tractor Supply sells horse stall mats too.
Okay.
What does that have to do with chickens? That's just Chris trying to
Maybe
make
you could
more
put
comments.
it down.
Heather said Tractor Supply is a block away from me. They have chicks and baby ducks in, but we can't have them in town.
Boy, that would be like dangling.
Yeah, our Tractor Supply
front of
got them
us.
in yesterday, but our Tractor Supply is like an hour away from us. And but I called them. They said that they just got them in yesterday. I know it's like baby chick week.
So Miriam and Chris are debating a
Week.
baby duck.
I just ordered some duck to eat.
Oh, Well, I mean, they're looking for a baby duck as like a pet.
Well, no, I don't want a baby duck. I would want ducks to eat.
You
I
guys,
just ordered duck from White Oak Pastures.
They were pretty poop-tastic, as I remember them.
you guys should make a turducken.
I would like to, but right now I just want to do some like duck confit.
What is your favorite
No.
keto recipe? Like, what is your favorite keto food?
For a while, my diet subsisted mostly of pizzas. So, beef and cheese, you can't really mess that up too bad. I mean, I can make that.
I try to mess it up. I'm fairly.
But you didn't.
I know.
So.
I tried though.
I think it's a steak and that too. I mean, those are the two. I mean, you're eating those off of keto anyway.
What is your favorite cut? Are you a ribeye man or a porterhouse dude? Or
as long as I can chew it and there's not more fat than beef, I'm fine.
Are you a medium rare, well
I'm
done?
a medium guy. I can't stand Anthony because it's still bleeding on the inside or it's still mooing.
And it's funny, I'm shifting that way. I'm shifting to like I want it almost bleeding now.
I have to, no.
But Caleb is not a fat eater, so it's like ribeye's kind of a waste on Caleb because it's like when you eat it, it's 50% fat.
No.
That's the whole point of it.
If the fat's inside of it, I have no problem. It's
Yeah.
like when you have that long line of snot that's attached to the meat. That's my issue.
By the way, I don't think we put a picture of it, or maybe we put a picture, but we didn't talk about it on Keto on Couch. We did the beef short ribs sous vide for 48 hours. That fat was like candy. I mean, there was hardly even any meat left on it, right? I mean, it was like a glob of fat, but it was like eating candy.
And
48
props
hours.
to Heather for letting us know that it was on sale at Whole Foods.
Let's see. Renee said Tabitha's in her bulking phase. She's trying to get more meat.
Yeah.
It's like a roided out dog just like coming into the kitchen. I'm going to sit in your lap now.
Jamie said you can mail order chicks. Yeah, I know we can mail order them, but all the places said they will only mail us a minimum of 8 or 10. And we're only supposed to have 4. I'm figuring like I'm going to push the limit with 5 or 6, but then I got to fight Rachel too for that one.
Yeah.
Chris wants to know what your favorite kind of meat to buy is. Like any kind of meat.
Yeah, really, it's not. Yeah, I'm not, as long as it's not like the.
You're not really a ham guy.
I like ham, but like I mean the flat steaks that are kind of just like.
You used to like ham. Now I make. We got hams. They were on sale for like 80% off. Like after after New Year's, and I brought one home. I think it sat in the refrigerator for a week. People had it like one time, but we used to get the hams. We would go to Aldi's. And the hams would be like $16 off any ham. So we'd find the hams that were like $18. And one year we bought like 15 of them, and I think they ate ham every day for like 3 months.
It's good when you first get it, but then you put it in the fridge with like the fat, and then it becomes like this Jell-O cake of like, what can you get this time? And then
It does look like a Jell-O mold.
It's nasty though.
It's like,
that's the best way to eat it. Slapasick said, I don't think I could keep chickens for eggs. I think I'd eat them before I had enough eggs to make it worth it.
Man, if I name them, we're not eating them. That's usually the rule.
Patty wants to know if we have a Rule King down here. No, not that I know of. Miriam said, I like the idea of doing a carnivore challenge.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw some documentaries on different diets, and one of this guy does, he eats strictly only raw meat. Not just meat, raw meat.
That's savage, man.
Don't do that challenge, though.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
Did
he? That's his whole life, and his kids do it, and I'm not saying it's bad. If it works, it works. However, I would not like to see them only eat raw meat.
You enjoy cooked meat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite much.
Steph said she wants to try ostrich eggs. I just don't know where to get any, or emu eggs.
Emu?
I would love to try. I know
so
you
cool.
can get ostrich eggs down in Miami.
That's a whole
We have a
omelet.
lot of ostriches and stuff down there.
That's like one egg and everyone's fed, right? That's like
Yeah.
a Flintstone breakfast.
Yeah.
I'd honestly like to get duck eggs, and nobody around us has duck eggs.
South Florida.
Chris said, has Caleb watched any of Georgia Ede's stuff about the ketogenic diets for mental health?
I have not, but I have done my own research and knowing that a lot of the hormones and different things play into that, especially with diets, of course. If you put a bunch of nonsense in, you're going to get a bunch of nonsense out. So I'll definitely look into that. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the keto diet was actually invented for working with brain diseases like epilepsy and stuff like that. So it completely makes sense. Slapasick said, I've about done with my 1 month of meat, eggs, cheese, and butter, plus 1 Zip Fizz.
Gotta have that Zip Fizz, and it needs to be fruit punch. Not grape. What's your favorite flavor?
Probably fruit punch. Like I don't know why any company is still making great products.
Thank you.
That and like tangerine. Like if you got a bag of candies that was only grape and tangerine, would you be like, oh man, or is it like, oh?
Grape is awesome, and grape is one of those things you either love it or hate it. Like half of the people who watch our channel love it, and half of them hate it. It is. I think it comes down to how much Dimetapp were you fed when you were a kid.
Well, he got no Dimetapp. And he can still tell that
reprehensible.
And see, like me, I'm not a huge cherry fan because I grew up on Robitussin.
Hmm.
And
that wasn't great either.
That's cherry though. So I think maybe it's something about that. The only thing we ever had was Robitussin when I was a kid.
If they come out with a Zip Fizz flavored like NyQuil, Caleb will also be out on that.
Ew.
Hey, Vintage Girls, what's up?
Kavita wants our cat. She's a sweet kitty.
She is lovey-dovey.
She is.
The vet, when we went to pick up Tabitha, man, he was awesome because, like, shout out to Cooper City Animal Hospital in Cooper City, Florida, because we called them this morning at like 10 o'clock and said, listen, something happened to her a few days ago. We've been cleaning it out with peroxide, so much so that, like, the top of her head is now bleached blonde. And it's just the infection, it has gotten worse. I need to get her in there. And they're like, listen, today's a half a day, but if you run down here, drop her off, come back 3 hours later, we will have treated her.
They were awesome.
They were awesome. But they had said to us, she has got to be the best patient we have ever had. She weighs 118 pounds, and she let me play with her ear,
even the bad
stick
one.
my finger like in the hole, shave it, never nip, just was like, hey, keep rubbing me. This feels good.
She is the only one that's trotting to the vet like, yay, vet, new experiences. Can't wait to meet these folks.
Except for she's afraid of the scale.
As a good... You know how they say that dogs are very discerning? The scale is the devil. Let the dog vet the scale. No scale.
Gigi Girl wants to know what our thoughts on the Chipotle Keto Bowl are. I have not looked at what they put in there. I mean, we have gone to Chipotle.
We've been making our own kind of Chipotle Keto Bowl.
Yeah, we've gone to Chipotle on keto, and usually what I do is I get a bunch of lettuce. I usually will get a double meat because we don't do rice, we don't do beans. I will do the medium hot sauce, not the mild one because there's just a lot more tomatoes. I just want a little bit of flavor. We do the veggies, like the fajita veggies.
That's good.
And then sour cream. I don't usually put a lot of cheese just because they're using a crappy cheese.
You like their guacamole.
And guacamole.
Oh, I mean, enjoy it. I'm not paying extra for guac.
Okay, well,
but I don't know what they're putting in it. What makes their keto bowl a keto bowl? I don't know what it is in it. We don't go that often. Although for dinner tonight, I kind of had a Chipotle bowl
made with real keto.
Yeah.
What is that? What?
So for dinner tonight, I got home from my game at 7:45, and I had a pound of ground beef on top of an entire thing of romaine lettuce. Like I just did the whole thing of romaine lettuce with some of our yogurt as the sour cream, with salsa, a little bit of cheese, and a guacamole cup. That was dinner.
EE says Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes.
Mine said, is it the A2 milk? I have to look up. I'll look it up in a second.
Chuck E. Cheese is not keto.
No. We were just talking to somebody about how I believe pink eye originated in a Chuck E. Cheese ball pit.
You can't prove it wrong. So
seriously.
No, it's not the A2 milk. That's not what the carton looks like. But I don't remember what. Now I got to look it up. I meant to take a picture of the carton and I forgot to. But I will find it and put it up.
Failed us.
I failed us. Miriam wants to know how tall you are. He is tall.
I am 6'1".
I feel like you're taller than that.
I think
because I'm 6 foot and you're a lot taller than me.
I haven't measured in a
I think
hot
you're
minute,
taller. I want to
so
say you're like 6'3" or 6'4" at this point.
Maybe I'm shrinking.
Because
you seem like you're growing.
We don't think about these
as
things.
We're sitting here.
Slapasick said, I'm making the yogurt next week. I'm excited. I had to wait until February was over. Yeah, Chris said the only company in the world that he knows of that sells the A2 milk is in Australia.
Oh.
Ed said, Chris, at least your wife asked real questions.
Ooh. My gracious.
Those are fighting words. Yvette said, I had your taco pie and a salad with your blue cheese dressing for dinner. Yummy.
Thank you.
Taco pie.
Miriam wants to make our blue cheese dressing, except for Chris doesn't like blue cheese.
Well, you could leave the blue cheese out and just eat the base. Because the mayonnaise, the sour cream, oh my gosh, it's really good together. Stephanie says, Caleb, even though you have taken a break in keto, do you eat more keto at home than you do when you're away from the house?
Definitely. Everything in the house is keto. I mean, there's not really, I can't sneak anything like, ooh, these almonds. We don't even have those, And that's okay. And it's good food. I'm not going to complain. It's not like I'm only being given like eggshells or something. No,
more, please.
So the milk is Organic Valley. It's not Horizon. It's Organic Valley. It's called Ultra. And they have it in a couple different kinds, so you want to get, obviously, the full
milk.
fat. As a matter of fact, when I was buying it, it rang up. I did the self-checkout at Whole Foods.
Of course you did.
And it rang up and it said, fat-free. And I looked, oops, nope, I don't want that one. And I had to run it back because they do have it in full fat. Make sure you get full fat. But yeah, it's called Ultra. It's kind of got, it's like red, and it's got beams coming out. So multiple color red beams coming out of a cloud where it says Ultra.
So your grandmother is on, and she says, this past year we were walking over 5 miles a day touring Washington, D.C. without stopping to eat and no junk food.
Willpower, and I think we had Zip Fizzes, which was good, and then and she packed keto bars, and I had a Slim Jim, and we did pretty well. I mean, never broke keto. At least she didn't.
Right.
Nanny, I mean.
Nanny.
Renee says she's made the blue cheese with gorgonzola and with blue cheese. They're both good. Rachel likes the gorgonzola better because it's a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
Chris said when Joe had a birthday, we sang him a song and celebrated textbook celebrity.
Aw.
Yes, they did call me on the phone and sing happy birthday from the office.
Super nice.
That was nice. Adele made the yogurt this week. She said it was delicious. She had it with Lolly's cookie granola.
Chris says, hashtag Keto Joe.
Speaking of lollies, let's see, Caleb is here.
Oh, nice. All right.
Lollies has a new flavor.
It just exploded.
It is mocha cappuccino.
Is that cereal?
It's like a cookie. It used to be called Lolly's granola, but now it's called Lolly's cookie clusters. And we've not tried this. It just came out. So I'll give you a piece here.
That's big.
Thank you. Dink it. Dink. Oh, wow.
Oh, that is good. Not a big chocolate flavor, though.
It's like mocha-y. It's more like heading towards a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is good. So this is available now, and there's a link down below. And a coupon code. It's 2krazy. I think it gets you 10% off. 2krazyketos.
They are not stingy on the nuts.
No.
They're not. I like
but this is really good on the yogurt. You take a half a serving and crumble it up on the yogurt. And it's really, really, really good. And it's, what is it? I mean, what is it? A whole serving is 4 total carbs. So I can tell you about a serving. It comes in big, big clumps.
If I measure a serving, it's a bag.
I'm the same way.
I'm gonna finish this till it's done.
Like a bag of
chips.
So
that's about a half a serving. And that is, in this flavor, 4 total carbs, 3 grams of dietary fiber. So it's 1 net carb. And again, that's about a half a serving. So probably even a little bit less than that.
Ed says he has a full pork belly in the fridge. Help. I'll help you eat it.
I have a 17-pound brisket in the fridge that I got to get ready to cook.
Yum.
Heather said he has. Phil has 2 pork bellies in the fridge curing.
Yes.
Let's see.
Aw.
Dita says it explains why you have so many subscribers. You're not fake and you keep it real. I appreciate you guys.
Man, thank you.
Gigi said, "Face it, where's the lever?" Wow, we are behind. How did we get so
behind? I know
behind?
this is like
where we're bad.
Just flip the mouse.
Flip the tube.
Wherever it lands.
Shelly said, I feed Delilah raw. Strong Sisters uses my Carnivore pet. Yeah, I've messaged them and asked them what they're using. Again, it just comes down to, Tabitha's a big girl. She's, and every time we weigh her, she weighs more. How do you weigh that much eating only 2 cups of food a day? And she doesn't have access to people food either.
She's a dinosaur.
I did order raw marrow bones, though. I can't wait to get them from White Oak Pastures. But it's really cool because it comes and it's they're raw. Still the blood could be on the bones and stuff. But that is the best bone to feed your dog. Don't feed your dog cooked bones because they splinter. You want to give them the raw bone right out of the animal because they won't splinter. And some esophagus, some dehydrated cow esophagus.
Wow.
That's good.
I ordered that for her too.
Did somebody double dog dare you?
No, I figure she'll like it. Alan feeds his Chihuahua freeze-dried raw meat from True Dog. Yeah, I looked at True Dog. True Dog was one of the ones that was going to cost me like $27 a day to feed Tabitha.
I spend more on my dog than to eating me. We have issues. Like, I love my dog, but...
Shelly feeds her gives freeze-dried cat food for her cats. So far, one loves it, but the other doesn't. My sister does like chicken, like raw chicken.
Renee says that greyhounds can't do the high protein feed. They have no body fat and a different metabolism and have to have grains, so my babies get a healthy brand with probiotics. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Makes sense because they're extremely lean.
Yeah.
Chris said every time someone talks about Dr. Poole, I think about Professor Poole from the movie Oscar.
I love the movie Oscar. Love it.
I have no idea what it is.
Vivijay said last Thanksgiving he had turducken at my brother-in-law's.
See?
Yeah, we're
Kathleen said go for the raw. My daughter does this for her cat and puts together and grinds her own solo. The cat is loving it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure Tabitha will. We thought about it for the cats, but let's face it, our cats eat the cheapest cat food, whatever has always been like buy one, get one free along with the coupon so that I'm paying like 50 cents a bag. And Roscoe is, we are married now 12 years in May. So we've been together. So Roscoe is almost 14 years old. And I have never seen an animal.
He's gonna outlive us.
I've never seen an animal be so healthy. And he goes outside and kills birds and mice and lizards and comes home with stuff hanging out of his mouth. And so, like, if
he's a hunter.
I'm like, don't mess with what's working on him right now.
Other cats, though, if it makes sound inside of a bag, they'll probably eat it.
Right.
Yeah. Emerson said, Birch Bender pancakes, any modifications you recommend? I have not tried Birch Bender stuff. I need to. We keep saying we're going to. We just haven't yet. I've heard good things about them. I've heard it's pretty good.
Me too.
High Key just came out with a pancake mix, which they did send us some, and we have to make some and review it.
I'm excited
haven't
about
had
that.
time. And the ingredients on the High Key ones are good. Chris said horse stall mats are the perfect thing to use for protecting your floors in a home gym. They cost a fraction of the workout mats and are tougher.
What's a workout mat? Rebecca says, my bird dog will not allow me to keep chickens. I've tried many times to keep laying hens, but she always finds a way to get them and in my flock. My gracious.
Tara likes rare steaks. And Ron is debating raising chickens.
Do it.
Renee said, I wonder if our Tractor Supply store has them. She's talking about those mats. I think they all have them. Or you can get them online and have them shipped to your Tractor Supply store for free.
A horse mat with the keto code, 10% off.
Chris said, be warned, they are really heavy. They have two or more people.
That says if you mail order chickens, where do you put the stamp?
A lot of times you have to go to the post office and pick them up.
Right on their little beak.
Renee said, for some reason, my cats have taken eating chunks off my treadmill and my elliptical mats.
I actually made a guy in Sears laugh because we were walking
past.
Oh,
that was hysterical. Our Sears is going out of business.
And so we went over there and they had like the elliptical machines and treadmills on sale. And I just pointed to it and I said, hey, Joe, you want a clothes hanger?
Guy started hysterical laughing. Speaking of which, it was really annoying. We're like, hey, our refrigerator is like 6 years old. It makes some noises, and the one that we keep outside is starting to go. So we're like, well, if Sears is going out, maybe we can get a new refrigerator. We'll take the one that's inside, put it outside, because it's the ice maker that's making noises.
The ice maker. That's always like
throwing
an ice chunk. One ice cube will wreck the whole thing. You have to take the whole drawer
out. They get down below. Anyway, so I was like, I'll move that one outside. It's going to be more efficient, especially during the summer. We'll get a new one. So we go into Sears. Everything is 30% off. Well, I am a frugal shopper. So I'm walking around and I'm taking pictures of every refrigerator we like. We want the French door with the pull-out drawer on the bottom. And I don't even want ice through the door or water through the door because we don't use it. And we have the Berkey, so we're never going to drink that water anyway.
Amen.
So we go home.
Do you like that water?
I do. I mean,
the Berkey. That Berkey system is awesome.
Like, of course, it's upsetting. Like, you see, like, the sink water's going into it. But after a while, you just subconsciously like, okay, it's being filtered.
Well, look at that. Go when we fill it up. Go smell the sink water and look how yellow it is in the top, and then how clear it is when it comes out.
I'm good.
The water here is horrible. So anyway, we go home. We take pictures of all the ones we want. What models are? I come home, and it turns out their 30% off clearance we're going out of business is more money than the standard price at Lowe's right now.
They raised it to
They raised all of their prices. They're doing like 30% off the suggested retail price.
Sneaky. So Steph says, Joe, you need to make Rachel some liver pate using my recipe. I think she'd like it.
Hey, Steph.
There's some cream cheese in there.
Send me that recipe, because what Rachel doesn't know is that along with ordering some duck and a prime rib roast from White Oak Pastures, I did order 3 pounds of chicken livers.
Oh, man.
Chicken liver is not beef liver.
My name is Caleb, and I'd like all the chicken liver for myself.
Chicken liver is not, I promise, it is not beef liver. It doesn't have that same taste. It makes a really good pate. I want to make like Jewish chopped chicken liver. I used to eat that all the time when I was a kid. It's really good.
Let the past go.
Yes, let the past go.
Gigi Girl said, yum yum ribeye medium rare.
Medium rare.
I used to be like that, but I can't do it anymore. There's some places like they say
like
it's
the
medium. Medium. Because I used to be medium rare until like some people, it's like, oh, they want medium rare, then they just won't cook it.
Oh, you want raw?
Yeah, it's like a tint of brown on the side.
Oh, you want to chase your cow into the restaurant?
Let's see. Chris said, I don't have the patience to maintain a meat clean enough to eat it raw. I'd rather slow cook it.
Yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't enjoy it as much because I'd be constantly worried that like something's not clean. Yeah. I would be like, every bite would be like, ugh.
Christopher just bought duck eggs at Whole Foods this week, having them for lunch tomorrow. I keep going to our Whole Foods, and none of our Whole Foods have duck eggs.
Miriam says we would have duck eggs if we had a duck.
You missed it before. Chris said she can't have a duck because the kids don't take care of the chickens the way they're supposed to, so no ducks.
You've lost duck privileges.
Your duck privileges have been revoked.
Alan said no raw meat for me after taking biology and learning about worms.
Ooh.
Yeah, somebody commented on our yogurt recipe, on our yogurt recipe the other day, said that like we need to take it down because if I'm not promoting using raw milk, then like I'm wrong. Like you have, like, do you know how many states raw milk is illegal in?
I don't want somebody going to jail because they're going to make yogurt.
I'm all for raw milk cheese. I love raw milk cheese, but again, at least there's the bacteria kind of eating up some of the stuff. I don't know if I'm drinking raw milk unless I'm raising that cow myself.
Yeah.
And I know the conditions that it is in on its pasture and everything else.
Tara says that keto has definitely helped her mental health.
It's good.
Yeah, I know we've also talked about with Phil, and it's helped his with PTSD. All his stuff with his PTSD.
Do you think that, you know, as somebody that's interested in entering the medical field, that bringing up diet and what people are eating is important as far as like, you know, as you're talking to them and prescribing things for them?
It definitely is important. However, I know there's a lot of issues with the second you recommend a keto diet, you get labeled with malpractice and then you're ostracized, which is ridiculous. So just as you would explain something, like you're at work and you're explaining something to a boss about an idea that he said no to because he never looked at it, well, you just start implementing, oh, well, this works and this works and this works. And it's like, oh, it's a wonderful idea. And then they do it. Well, it's the exact same idea you had in the first place. It's by steps. And so helping people take down, you know, their limited carbs, limit, you know, nonsense Protestant food, no, processed foods. It's going to help them overall, just with their mental health and like putting back cortisol and everything else. But yeah, that's a good point.
Do you think that the more that people share their good experiences, the more it helps doctors to like be able to talk to their bosses with cases of their own?
I think it's great to have personal experience. You need data to be respected, especially in the medical field, and whether it be psychology, regular medical practice, you need to have statistics and results. I mean, Joe, he's a cyborg at this point. He has the thing in his arm, and that's awesome because he's tracking it. He's being careful with it, and it's giving live proof, because that's what happens when new ideas come in. If you don't have exact proof or good evidence for it, you get
the problem is the current standard American diet. There's no proof that it works either. They just came up with it one day.
But the thing is, at some point, like it became so normal.
It became normal, but there's still not one study that shows saturated fat causes heart disease. Yet we keep saying it does. I mean, the bottom line is the current standard American diet was made up by a bunch of politicians. They sat in a room in 1977 and said, this is how Americans are going to eat from now on. So it's like stupid.
So do you think that the way into the conversation, especially for your generation, is to approach it more of like eating whole foods that you can pronounce and less processed food?
Yes,
I think more people can get on board if you take that approach rather than saying like, hey, I'm keto. Like, I feel like sometimes that puts people off.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as you tell someone like, well, I'm not really big into McDonald's. Well, it's like, oh, wow, I can get behind that because, like, clearly that's how they won lawsuits, where it's like, we never claimed we were healthy. I know people are getting this idea that we were like,
an option for
everything. And the funny thing, you are already seeing this. So if you look around, and I want to get back to the comments because we're getting way behind.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you should slow down.
No, we don't skip comments here. We don't skip comments. We get beat up when we skip comments.
I'm not saying they're bad comments.
I'm not saying they're bad comments, but Chris wants to have fun making us get way behind. So if you look at statistically, all of the restaurants that you and I grew up with, the TGI Fridays, Ruby Tuesday, they're all closing. They're all going out of business. Their business is going way down. And they're finding because Caleb's generation and the generation prior to him, like, these people from the age of like 18 to 30 are like, I would rather eat at home. I know it's in my food. And that's why a lot of these chain restaurants are not doing well. The only restaurants that are sort of doing okay are the fancier ones where you can go in and get foie gras and all that kind of stuff. With the real foodies.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Renee wants to know if anybody gets weird stuff in a store-bought grass-fed egg like you might find in a local farm egg. Are you talking about poop on the eggshells? I absolutely, seriously, when I go into a store, I look, when I open up the carton to see if they're broken, I hope I find poop on the eggshells. Because then at least
please let today be poop day.
At least you know that they're probably, those are coming farm to the store instead of like, the ones in the store. You kind of know.
Yeah.
I know, I'm weird.
You like crack it where poop falls off.
Tiffany said, may I ask, I've been doing a keto chow challenge this week, 2 keto chows a day in OMAD.
Awesome.
Question, how do you transition back into eating 3 normal meals and not gain the weight back? Well, you shouldn't gain the weight back if you don't eat processed food, if you watch how much you eat. Again, the biggest thing for the keto chow is that it's just giving you a good balanced meal. It's nothing magical other than this is how many calories you should eat. So just transition over to those calories. I will tell you that we have been eating primarily OMAD or at minimum like all of our meals within like 4 hours. We haven't measured calories at all since we came off of the fast.
I gotta tell you,
the scale's actually going down, and I feel like I am like overeating.
I gotta tell you, ever since we've gotten done with the fast last week, intermittent fasting, like I am on a roll and I am not stopping. Like I had such a long period of time where I wasn't really intermittent fasting much of anything. And now I'm having like 17 to 24 hours before I eat a meal and I feel great all day long. So I think that, the fast really, really helped.
And you're doing it without coffee in the morning.
Yeah, no coffee until afternoon.
Let's see. Slap6 said, I want to try the duck eggs. The quail eggs were awesome.
Ooh.
Liz loves grape. She uses a half a tube at a time.
Oh, man.
Shelly said, I got a double yolk. Yeah, there's nothing better than when you crack open a double yolk egg.
You're like, ding, 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 ding. I'm playing the lottery today.
I remember when I was growing, my mom upstate, the house upstate, there used to be an egg farm down the street, and you used to be able to go and buy double yolk eggs. I always wanted to know, how do they know they're all double yolks?
Is it
I don't
heavier?
know. They used to be able to buy double yolk eggs there. I always wanted to know how they knew.
Gail says Autumn just had a grape zip fizz on her channel this morning, and she likes grape now. I tried doing the zip fizz roulette, and it was the grape ones. I kept pulling them every single time, and I was like, no, I can't do it. Like, it's hilarious.
If it's cold, I can drink it.
Oh, wow, we are so hard behind. Miriam said cherry Robitussin, too. I didn't have that much as Dimetap.
Ron says fruit punch sucks. Sorry, Rachel. Go grapefruit. Grapefruit's not bad. I don't mind grapefruit.
The best is the orange cream.
Oh, you're an orange cream guy.
Yeah. I like fruit punch, but orange cream is the absolute best one.
Joe likes orange cream.
I like the orange cream. I like the grape. I go through my moods, and I like lemon. I go through my moods. Tiff said, yes, Joe, I always say cherry anything tastes like cough syrup. Robitussin. Yes. Miriam said grapefruit is yummy. Steph said, love seeing, she's talking about Tabitha on keto on the couch. She was such a good baby.
She was. She just laid right there. I was so proud of her.
Let's see. Tiffany loved Dimetap. Speechless. Shelly said, I'm trying my first keto chow tomorrow, trying the chocolate toffee flavor.
Shelly, there'll be no going back now, baby. It's awesome.
Ed said, has anyone read the book and heard of the fasting book by Kyle Farber? Said not to drink RO water, reverse osmosis water on a fast. Said it'll draw minerals from your body. Could this be where I get my pyrotechnics from?
I got
pyrotechnics on a fast. It could possibly be, usually is too many electrolytes, like too much sodium. So you got to find that balance. But I have seen that before, and it makes sense to not drink reverse osmosis water like on a fast. Or I don't think you should really be drinking a lot of it to begin with, and make sure you're getting your electrolytes because it's demineralized a lot of times. It's like drinking, what is that water that they always tell us to put in your to descale with and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
I forget the name of it.
I do, too. Punish your toilet. That's all I can think of. I'm looking at Caleb. Punish your toilet.
Chris said, I'm not watching Twilight. Are you watching Twilight?
I love Twilight. Parrothead Renee says, Caleb, what do you put on your pizza? I've been loving them with goat cheese and other meats.
Caleb, put whatever we put on.
Yeah, just
What's
cheese.
Your fave?
It was just cheese and tomatoes, like there was sauce and stuff, but just so much cheese. The cheese out.
Caleb is pretty much, it's a giant hamburger with tomato sauce on it.
Exactly.
That's pretty much what it is.
That's exactly.
Ron said, Keto Chow's phenomenal. One of my favorite things now.
Adele says, do you ever think that you would go totally carnivore?
Absolutely not.
We like our veggies.
It's not just about the veggies for me. I have no issue with carnivore, especially if you're doing it for health
That's where
reasons.
they're getting Chuck E. Cheese from. They think it's Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's the mouse from Dumbo. Be different. Have I accomplished that, son?
Yes.
So I don't have anything against carnivore, especially for if you're doing it for health reasons. Some people, I think it's good sometimes if you're trying to eliminate like what's causing stresses or inflammation and stuff like that. My biggest issue is I think it's a new craze for people who have tried to do keto and they weren't doing well because they were cheating too much, because they were eating too many things like these fake keto breads. I'm pretty passionate about that bread, but if you haven't figured that out.
Apparently.
Yeah, I mean, don't lie to people. Yeah.
And I think what's happened is they're like, oh, well, what do I do? Let's get stricter. And I think that is my only issue, is people who are just trying to get stricter. And the stricter you get, the less sustainable it becomes.
Although
and I'm all about long-term lifestyle.
I would probably describe us as ketovores, as Hungry He's say.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, I think Dr. Cyrus has a good word for it. We're omnicarnivores. We are designed to primarily eat meat with a few vegetables and things thrown in there. And we eat, I'd say 95% of our diet is meat, but... Yeah. You know, if you really want to be true, strict carnivore, like, there is no sweeteners. There is, like, if you want to, there's no coffee creamers. I mean, like, the Strong Sisters, they do it right. And I don't know if I could do it. I need some variety. They're good with variety. But their variety is using every single piece of the animal.
Lips and buttholes.
I don't mind eating some liver, some heart,
Clearly.
some of that stuff, but I don't know if I can
heart.
get into the brain and to the pancreas.
I heard that's the best part, the brain for most animals.
I don't know. I mean, hey, we're going to be talking to them soon, but it's nothing wrong with it, but they do it for health reasons.
Aw. So Seth says, we went for Mexican food for lunch, and I made egg, cheese, truffles, and took for my tortillas and only ordered beef fajita meat, and it was so good. Way to go, Steph.
Yvette said I should be getting my chocolate toffee and chocolate keto chow tomorrow.
EE says, having Five Guys for dinner tomorrow. Yum. What are you guys having? Chuck E. Cheese on your shirt? Yeah, no, that's Timothy. Isn't that the mouse's name from Dumbo?
I don't remember.
Mouse from Dumbo.
I think so.
That's it.
What are we having tomorrow?
Are you
we
making
are
the
probably having. No, it's not ready. That I will probably start the brisket Sunday, like when I get up at like 4 or 5 a.m. I'll start the brisket and then just let it run all day because I have games all day, and then it should be done by the time I get home.
You mean Saturday?
Or Saturday, yeah. We were probably having cowboy burgers with eggs and bacon.
Yeehaw.
So, let's see.
Hashtag tall. That's how far behind we are.
Hashtag tall. Oh.
Keep going.
Tiff said, you will love Keto Chow. I find myself having to pace myself so I don't chug it. I have to add a bunch of ice in it. One Marine said, does Caleb like egg roll in a bowl? He used to love it. He used to my crack slaw.
Hamburger with like shredded
the crack slaw, where I used to
cabbage.
take all the cabbage.
It was good for a little bit, and then
I overfed it to him.
I must have been that.
I overfed it to him.
I like the idea though.
Yeah.
Delissa said, Google local duck eggs. I found a small farm 20 miles from me that have ducks and sell the eggs. Also, my Whole Foods sells duck eggs. 6-pack for $6.
Wow, that's interesting.
Shelly said, I got the gourmet sampler,
is
so
way
more to
behind.
choose from. Alan said, Joe is way behind. Heather said, Joe, you need to send me the ranch recipe. Yes, I know. I need to send you that. I need to do so many things. I have not even finished working on kids ministry for this weekend yet.
Real talk, Keto says, how old is Caleb?
I am 18 years old.
He will be 19 next month.
Indeed.
And then we go through 6 months or 5 months of Caleb and Anthony being the same age and answering the weird question. How old are your sons? 19. Oh, they're twins? No.
I
They're
used
like
to say,
a year
yeah.
apart.
We used to dress in the same. Remember it was like he would be like a blue plaid and you'd be like a red plaid?
Annie Val said, has anybody tried the Sole water recipe from Redmond Real Salt? I've seen it. I have not bothered making it. Pretty much it's just soaking salt in water for a long time. Rhonda said, Rachel, I see you've been using Life frequently since the big fast.
Yes.
I know for me, I've also been doing 18, 22, and 24-hour fasts. It's becoming addictive and a form of food discipline for me.
Same for me. Thank you so much for your encouragement in the Life app. I look forward to just seeing your beautiful face pop up. And yeah, it's really helped me be disciplined. And it's I'm somebody that works on gold stars. Okay. I love to have a goal and then have my phone send me, you have accomplished your goal, because there's a lot of things that are out of your control and maybe you don't accomplish. So when it sends me that little thing like, you did it. You set a goal and you did it. Like, I love that.
So Chris says, 2krazyketos, are you glad you were contemplating doing the 2021 low-carb cruise in May? Oh, by the way, we're going on low-carb cruise next year.
I'm so excited.
So, yeah, I actually told Rachel today, hey, by the way, just letting you know, we're going on low-carb. She's like, what? I'm like, surprise, we're going on the cruise next year.
So we will be on it next year.
We'll put a link on probably, I don't know, if I remember, I'll put it on the description here, and then we'll start putting it on all of our videos. So that is next year, and I think it's going out of Galveston, Texas, which, of course, the one that we want to go is the only one that doesn't go out of Florida. Any other time, we could just drive to the port. No, now we got to fly to Texas.
That's all right, because we're going to Texas.
So, yeah, so that is May of next year. I'm sure Chris can put things up. So, and I want to say a cabin, the inside cabin's like $1,680. And if you book your tickets, because you have to pay for the cabin and then also pay for the actual low-carb event, through the end of March, it's $100 for the low-carb event. And then it goes up to, I think, $150 and then up to $175 in June.
And we're not, like, affiliated or running the thing or anything.
I just think it would be cool if 2krazyketos took over the cruise.
We're cruisers, and we're cruising on it.
Rachel has never been on a cruise, so you want to go just because Rachel's probably going to get seasick.
Can somebody hold my hand, please? And also maybe my hair.
So he said, yeah, so are we glad we're going next year instead of this year because it's facing potential cancellation COVID-19 stuff?
Oh, no.
Let's see.
Ron says, I don't even like yogurt, but I'm trying your recipe.
It doesn't taste like yogurt. It's like
Thank you
sour
for giving
cream.
us a shot.
Slapstick said, I just ordered lollies last week. I've never tried them. And another company granola. Now I want that flavor.
The mocha is really good if you're a coffee person.
My
I feel like it tastes more
favorite
coffee.
flavor, I don't know. I like them all. That lemon drop was really good, but I really, really like the white chocolate macadamia.
Renee was remind me, lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. Yes, I forgot to say lolly.
Alan was not impressed with lollies. Yeah, we always say, I mean, taste is subjective. There's lots of things that everybody else loves, and I am not a huge fan of New Wheat cookies. To me, they're okay, but most people love them.
Chicken livers, not my thing.
Chicken liver, keto. Heard that.
That said, I agree, Ellen. Amy said, I made the yogurt with a can of coconut. It is not good. Don't try it. It had little coconut pieces.
Aww. Well, thank you for the heads up.
Let's Renee said 7-mile run, 700 calories burned. Phew, where's the beef?
Renee, that is awesome.
Heather said I ordered new flavors of Keto Chow this week, but also our standby are raspberry cheesecake and chocolate toffee.
I have really grown to love raspberry cheesecake, and it's like purplish pink tint. Sarah Warren says I have a 13-pound turkey ready for roasting tomorrow.
I will be over.
Caleb says he's on his way.
Miriam said the snacky stuff is difficult for me, so I'm working on staying away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is Rachel. Like, I'm surprised I didn't get yelled at for giving her lollies just now.
Well, I mean, I love it, but I have to be careful with it.
Stacy said I made your Greek yogurt, and I love it with a little bit of lemon juice and a little pure sweetener with some crushed macadamia nuts. It's like eating cheese.
Wow, nice.
Tastes about right.
Chris wants to make geek yogurt. Probably involves floppy disks or something.
Nice. Joe, I watched the White Oak video of Strong Sisters. So cool and informative. Yeah, they are just a fun bunch of ladies.
Yeah, we are actually planning on, as soon as lacrosse season is over, because we found it's only, White Oak Pastures is about 7.5 hours north of us. So it's in Georgia, but it's like just north of the Florida-Georgia border on the Panhandle.
Like,
so I think we're gonna drive up like as soon as lacrosse season is over, because they have cabins. You can literally stay on the farm, like, and it's like not expensive. It's like $99 for a night.
Well, we just wanted to tour the farm and give you guys, some feedback
cool
on it.
And I think we're gonna stop in that same area when we drive to KetoCon.
Yeah,
because we are. For some reason driving to KetoCon. I cannot believe Rachel wants to drive 19 hours to KetoCon.
I'm so excited.
Let's see. Chris said, I thought it was okay. The peanut butter one was so much better. Miriam liked the lemon.
Alan says lemon was nasty.
Yeah, see, everybody is different. Stacy said, of all the keto couples I've seen on YouTube, you two are by far my favorites. Wish you were on my side of the continent.
Thank you so much. What a nice thing to say.
Slabisic said, I need to get some lemon and some new mocha lollies after I get my peanut butter in and try it.
I love peanut butter.
Alan said lemon lollies was nasty.
Shelly
said,
Shelly ordered, make sure everybody knows this.
Shelly ordered the tallow soaps from White Oak Pastures.
I ordered
the candle.
Yeah.
Because I want to try to make them.
I really
I want to see what the candles are like.
See if we can make candles.
Parrothead Renee said, yes, I explored the White Oak website. Yeah, I'm really impressed with them. The reason I'm impressed with White Oak is because they literally have nothing go to waste. You can even buy, if you want like a rug, you can buy an entire like cowhide as a rug, like for a throw rug. It's like $400.
We're redecorating your room.
But they literally use every single piece of the animal. And we've been shopping for some other places to get our meat, especially because they have poultry, which a lot of places don't have poultry and stuff. Because we're going to start doing some sausage stuff too. We're going to make some hot dogs. So
we may be having a sausage challenge in the future, so you may want to get your recipes started collecting.
Heather is off of keto treats until Utah, so keto chow is her lifesaver.
Same with me. Like, I'm kind of enjoying, when we have keto chow, it's like the sweets.
Joe's a decade behind.
Aww.
Stacy said, I want to send you some Tillamook zero-carb beef jerky. I know you like the beef sticks, but these are a little spicy.
Ooh.
I love spicy.
Yes.
Love spicy.
We just stopped at Bass Pro Shops today, and they had like a blow your face off hot sauce that he was very excited about.
Kavita said, has anybody tried the gingerbread lollies? Now that's a flavor it wasn't bad, but it wasn't my favorite.
It was a
I
solid
would not buy it.
meh.
Yeah.
Gingerbread's meh.
Yeah, all gingerbread
Chris said the refrigerator
meh.
shuffle is a lot like the truffle shuffle from Goonies.
Do the truffle shuffle.
Ed said 107 people on here and only 17 thumbs up. Yes, guys, please go and hit the like and the subscribe. And
Christy Davis, hello, beautiful lady.
Let's see. Alan can't wait to get his Berkey.
Man, we love that thing. Yeah, Kavita. Oh no, poor Rachel with liver. Ugh.
Yeah, see, Miriam said chicken livers is pretty mild.
How mild? On a scale of 0 to, I don't know. Steak.
I must have hit that wrong button.
Where is chicken liver?
Sarah, mommy's hand is up for the chicken liver.
Oh, it's coming your way.
Let's
what
see.
email do I send it to, Joe?
You can email me at joe@2krazyketos.com. Renee said, y'all got to watch the new movie about the firemen and the kiddos. Can't remember the name, but so good. Just watched A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood last week.
We saw A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. It
was good.
It was so good. It's really heartwarming when you see what just one person deciding to be kind, what their impact is.
Ed lives amongst the Amish, a lot of raw milk there. See, something like that I could probably get behind if I know I can go right down there and get it that fresh.
You know the source.
Yeah. It's just, but...
the eggs are pooped out there.
Right. Yeah, you can...
Oh, man, these things are covered in poop.
Alan said only catfish love chicken livers.
Oh.
Renee is impressed with you, Caleb.
Thank you.
Stacey said, my father had a farm where I was little and we would have raw cow milk all the time, no issues. Yeah, again, for me, it comes down to knowing where it's coming from. But there's also been what happens, you've gotten some of these bigger farms, and especially you saw it in that one TV documentary where, they're like, oh, I can make a profit selling this, and the next thing you know, they've converted their entire farm and they've got 300 cows selling raw milk, and then people are getting sick and dying because the cows are in horrible conditions, and that's where I don't trust. If it's a local farmer and I know, it'd be a little bit different for me.
If the milk is tangy, you probably shouldn't drink
right.
it.
Yeah. There's poop in it. I love it. It's so natural. No, that's the eggs. Look for poop in the eggs.
Yeah, Chris is completely right. There is a principle of diminishing returns and return on investment. Maybe raw dairy is beneficial, but it pales in comparison to the effects of reducing insulin. Tackle that and then try other stuff. And I completely agree. It's I feel the same thing about grass-fed meats and stuff. You don't need to do grass-fed meats. Does it taste better? Yeah. Is it probably better for you? Yeah. First work on everything else and then slowly. It took us a year and a half just to shift to having pasture-raised eggs because 99 cents a dozen, $6 a dozen.
We started out on hot dogs and mustard.
But when you start realizing hey, my food budget's cut down by 75% so I can afford this stuff now, it was a little bit better when you stop buying all the junk food.
He calls him Joe.
It's not just respect thing. I just always grew up doing it. And so he's still my dad. I love him to death. I have believe me, there's no animosity. Just it's sex nature at this point.
Yeah, it's just, remember when we were blended and we also didn't want Caleb to have issues with his dad and everything else. And his dad's a great guy and it was just better that way. We let the kids make their own decisions when we got married. Mm-hmm. Kathleen said, yes, keto has helped me with multiple challenges I deal with: depression, anxiety, panic disorder, PTSD. I'm off the med for my night terrors. I'm hoping my antidepressant dose can be reduced soon.
That's awesome. Excellent.
Chris said there have been dozens of studies involving hundreds of thousands of participants and decades of studying. Yes, they haven't proven the saturated fat equals heart disease connection.
Alan says Joe is 2 hours behind now.
I'm actually not that far behind. But we are at an hour and 10 minutes.
They're going to start talking about great...
Chris said all our eggs are covered in straw and poop. We don't wash our eggs so they last longer. Yes, you should not wash your eggs.
Really?
Yeah. You don't have to refrigerate if you don't wash them.
It's like the butter argument. We'll just keep the butter in the
Yes,
butter in the
absolutely. I try to...
I want to.
It's butter will last on your counter for 3 weeks.
I know, but it doesn't mean...
And it's better for you. And it tastes better because it's soft. It'll spread better on your bread.
Renee says, no, I look for the dirty outside the eggs too. I was referring to the inside, any bloody spots.
I've had that too.
What do you think
about the little white things? It's like the collagen. It's part of what they eat and stuff.
Wow. There's a boot in mine.
I cracked open an egg once. Remember we cracked open that one egg once that it actually had where it started turning over to a chick.
That
kind of made you not want to eat eggs.
Wow, this is really coming from the farm.
That hurt my feelings a little bit.
Kavita said, I don't know. I'd say keto chow is pretty magical.
The more I eat, the more weight in inches I lose. That's awesome.
Chris said, let's see. The time I had a mason jar full of bacon, that was epic. Melissa said, I haven't eaten McDonald's for years, even before keto. The food is terrible, and I don't like their business practices. I prefer places like In-N-Out Food, and they treat their employees well. Yeah, we don't really go to fast food. If you are going to go to fast food on keto, the best fast food place to go is honestly Wendy's.
They have good stuff.
And you can get extra patties for only 99 cents. You go in there and get the cheap bacon cheeseburger, the one that's like $1.19. Say, I want the bacon cheeseburger, whatever they call it now. No bun, no ketchup, and then 5 extra patties. And you literally pay $6 for 6 patties and bacon and cheese if you want their cheese. Tiffany said, I'm telling you, doing the keto chow helped me become so much more aware of what I've been consuming. It helps, and it also helps that it's stinking delicious.
It is stinking delicious.
Alan said, soluble and insoluble fiber. That could be a long conversation. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a video about it, but yeah, Dr. Berg just put out a video about soluble tapioca fiber, and he's like half right and half wrong, because yes, soluble tapioca fiber and IMOs are both made from tapioca. The problem is that the true soluble tapioca fiber should not increase your blood sugar or your insulin or something. The problem is that now the government has said that IMO has to be listed as a sugar effective January 1st, 2020. So because they've got this thing where they can, it comes from tapioca, a lot of the IMO companies are actually labeling that this product, instead of saying it's made with isomaltooligosaccharides, it's saying it's made with soluble fiber or soluble corn fiber. Or so like, you don't really know. So my suggestion, somebody asked us in one of the comments, my suggestion is go to trusted companies that are used that where if it says soluble tapioca fiber, make sure you go into a trusted company like Perfect Keto, Hacka Bars, Nui Cookies, like certified ketogenic products, because they've been tested for insulin for metabolic responses.
Parrothead Renee says, the only thing I've gotten from McDonald's is a black coffee. If I'm traveling, their coffee is actually not bad. You are so right. I actually really like McDonald's coffee. Their coffee is really good.
Let's see. Miriam said, I was trying to figure out how to order a half a pound of butter.
Okay. Put that on the counter.
Kavia said, my coworkers think I'm crazy when they ask me what's in my shakes and I say 3 tablespoons of butter. The looks on their face is priceless.
It is so
tasty.
tasty.
Yes, I was remembering distilled water. Thank you, Gail. The sun's gotten to me the last couple days. Slavis Glitter, if you're going to eat a half a pound of butter, I'd want it to be Kerrygold, though. I'm not opposed either. When my sister was a kid, she used to eat sticks of butter. She used to get yelled at all the time. Turns out she was right.
She was right. Stacy says, what is the base of your pizza? We do the woven bacon as the crust.
Okay, so my pizza is the base is literally just all I do is take ground beef and egg and some grated Parmesan cheese, mix it all together, put it in a pan, and then literally bake it.
I like that. I don't know. That bacon's a good idea.
I like the
crispy bacon, not like that.
I like the Wright family's comment. Stacy, tell us more about the bacon.
Heather said Kim Houghton has a new Facebook, Carnivore-ish. Yes.
Casey Smurf, hello everyone.
Carmen said, lately I'm protein centric because I'm not hungry. Renee says, I like being ketovore. I love my jalapeno poppers, and that's potato salad was pretty tasty. Hey, that's how we are. We're like 95% carnivore, but I still want to have my occasional lollies. I still want to have some jalapeno sometimes. I still want to have my super coffee. I mean, and if you really want to get technical on carnivore, you're not even supposed to be drinking coffee.
Yeah, and if I put too much of a label on that, then when I do enjoy something,
you can't enjoy anymore.
You can't enjoy it. Mm-hmm. Like, you feel completely guilty.
I'm about
like I'm breaking the rules, but it's like it's
you set your own rules.
I'm keto policing myself.
Yeah. I'm about sustainability, and I feel like the way we eat now is pretty sustainable.
Shelly says we had lamb brains, and that was amazing.
Okay. People in my family swear by squirrel brains. Used to hunt them all the time, and they say it's the best part. I have not.
Carmen said tomorrow she's having a
giant
pork roast in the Instapot, meal prep style. Not sure which way I'm going to make it though.
Chris says Joe needs to hire an assistant to go through comments and do videos for him. Heather's birthday's in March too. I'm making you a hat, girl.
Mine said I feel my best when my diet is more meat-based and light veggies. Yeah, I'm the same way.
I'm feeling... I mean, tonight I had hamburger, some canned chicken. I finally got some of my canned chicken that I've been wanting, and eggs, and I just feel really, really good. Real Talk Keto says, my niece, also my best friend, and I are 10 months apart. We're in 7th grade together. Explaining took too long, so we were friends. LOL. I love it.
Let's see. How do you find people on the Life app? I have no ideas.
Do you type in just 2krazyketos?
No, I think she's just talking about individual people.
Chris says, see, I totally got Jill monologuing.
Kavita wants to know if the low-carb cruise includes unlimited meat.
It's a cruise,
I would
right?
hope so. You get like unlimited ice cream on usual ones.
Yeah, I think you just eat whatever you want.
How much meat are they having on that ship?
Chris said they have lots
bacon.
of meat in all meals, and yes, you can totally do carnivore on the cruise.
Yay!
Joe said, I'm looking for someone to split a room with on next year's low-carb cruise. Stacey said, here you go, bacon crust pizza recipe. Don't check the ingredients, but it shows you how to make the bacon crust. 100% bacon.
That sounds good, man.
Caleb will be over for dinner at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Gail said, when is Caleb's birthday? My daughter's birthday is March 24th.
Mine is March 30th, so I have to wait till the very end of the month to get my happy birthdays.
Happy birthdays.
Del said, what I like about lollies, it has the lowest in total carbs with only 4, and it is so fresh.
I like the fact that you order it and then they like start working on that batch.
Yeah. The best, if you want a true granola, the best true granola is low carb with the K. I need to put a link down below. And I messaged them because they asked me what I thought of the biscuits. They came out with the biscuit mix, and I'm like, I won't try it. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I'm not trying it. It's got wheat in it. I love your granola. I'm happy. I will eat that granola. I've been putting it on my yogurt, but I won't try that. I don't like the fact that you're making that. So, but their granola is really, really good.
It's weird that you could have it so clean on one end and not on the other.
Chris said the low carb group is only about 150 to 200 people of the 3,000 people that will be on the boat.
That's what they think.
Chris said, Kavita thought it was the whole cruise. That would be really cool. Can you imagine 3,000 keto people on a cruise?
I have a feeling like 200 of us would be pretty energized on that boat. They're all going to be like carbon out and like going to sleep, everybody else. But
keto chow bar? Just have like a dispenser or something?
Oh, yeah. That
Chris said that would be epic, but you're going to find that even many of the low carb group are going to have carbs on the cruise. I don't, because I don't want my vacation defined by a carb coma and inflammation.
No, I really want to enjoy myself. And oh my gosh, just get to hang out with everybody. I'm really looking forward to just that dedicated time.
Rhonda said, I find it amazing that your thoughts on fasting mirror mine. I love challenging you. Actually push me when you fast. You absolutely beautiful, Rachel. Guess that's how us Virgos roll.
September babies.
Does Caleb eat alligator and iguana?
I had alligator, and for those of you who don't know, if you've had gizzards at some point, we used to get them all the time going to Fort Pierce. We got sick one time, so we stopped getting them. But anyway, they taste a lot. They have the texture of gizzards, but they're less tough. I enjoy it personally. I actually would like to have more of it.
This is just Chris being an idiot, by the way.
No,
did you see all the questions? I shouldn't say idiot. He's trying to make us go
Florida
longer.
heat? Does he like ski? Does he like? Now, when I was 3, iguana's cool though. I haven't tried it though. I want to. I've heard it's like chicken.
Vanessa said, I love your coconut flour and almond flour fathead pizza recipes. I am shifting a lot more to coconut flour everything because of almond flour being so calorically dense. So I'm shifting a lot more to coconut flour only.
Miriam says chicken liver is more mild than beef liver. I put chicken livers with chicken thighs and butter and onions and can't chase the livers. Take note of this.
I know how to make chicken liver. I can't get over when people post about eating chicken hearts and they say they're really good, just can't get past the stringy artery.
I've actually had a couple of chicken hearts because of my other side of the family. They have made diverse cultures in them, and I've had a lot of different parts of the animal.
What did you think?
I used to like them. It's like, I don't know. I can't. It's like a chicken nugget, but without the breading, and it's more chewy.
Is it like a mental thing? Are you thinking of it like?
If you just eat it, it's fine because it doesn't look like a heart as much. But after a while, there's some other things to eat that you why?
like I feel the same way about frog legs.
Exactly. There's so many other things to do with your time.
They're good though. Margaret said, I grew up on a dairy farm. I don't care if I ever drink raw milk again.
Chris says he doesn't skip.
Real Talk Keto said, we drank raw milk as a kid. I loved it. You have to know your source. That's what I'm saying. You got to know your source.
Chris says, identity
He's
theft
just
is a
don't
real
even
problem.
read Chris's stuff at this point.
It affects millions of families each year.
Miriam wants to know what college you're going to. I prefer not to say that.
It's fine.
Amy said, do you think your yogurt be used to make ice cream, or you use your yogurt in other recipes? I did make a keto chow with it. It came out really, really good and thick.
Nice and thick.
That's cool. That's what we would want. You know, the more.
You could probably put it in an ice cream maker. It would freeze pretty quickly and put in some sweetener. I haven't tried. I can try that. Stacey said, I don't know I'd be able to tell the difference between grass-fed and non-grass-fed by pure taste. With eggs, you can. I think you can with butter. You can definitely taste the difference. What else? The beef, I've noticed a difference in the better steaks. Like, we used to get our steaks. I definitely
think that the steaks make a huge difference.
Yeah, I've noticed a huge difference in the pasture-raised steaks.
The good eggs are brown.
Yeah.
That's what I've deduced over.
Was it you that was telling me, like, the whole thing about that literally, like, in a poll where they were talking about lowering the voting age?
Yeah, to like 16,
15. And the reason they don't want to is because literally, was it 50% of the country?
I forgot what it was. I was reading studies and people were like, oh, make it lower. They want to vote. I forgot what percent of the country thinks that chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
Like... and it doesn't shock me.
Yeah, like we're not lowering that age. Heather says, "Ooh, Joe, you're so far behind." Caleb, my daughters want to know if you garden.
Actually, on my other father's side, with my stepmother, she is, oh my gosh, she's huge in the gardening.
She's the guardian of a galaxy.
We've basically done almost every single fruit. It became a chore at first, but I actually ended up enjoying it.
Yeah, we grew up always having our own stuff. My mom's got these vertical gardens where she could plant like 80 plants in a 2 square foot place. They've like these little holes. It was designed for like African stuff. So we always had all of our stuff growing. Let's see. Renee said she got a local egg that had the start of a chick and she just lost her cookies.
I can't.
We definitely didn't eat eggs for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Some cultures eat it like it's like a fermented egg and then you eat it out of it. I couldn't do that.
It's baby.
Chris said Miriam is having a lively discussion with our daughters seeking permission to post something about them thinking that Caleb is super cute or something. I have no such constraint. #dad.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Christopher said, I love some Wendy's. Their bacon is pretty cheap.
Kavita says, I once had a bloody spot in an egg when I was in high school and didn't eat eggs for about 5 years.
I don't blame you.
That would be me.
Steph said the liver pate recipe to us. We got to get caught up. Chris wants to know how my burn is doing. It 3 days later started peeling, so now it is a giant tan spot, except for one place. It's about that big that keeps rubbing up against my shirt as I'm running up and down the field for lacrosse, which kind of just became more of a second-degree burn.
We're just really thankful he saved his nipple. I thought the nipple was gone.
It was right on my nipple. Sherry said, I have chickens, ducks, and geese. I love the chicken and geese eggs. The duck eggs are very rich. I will eat scrambled only, but they're great for baking.
I can't think about that. Scrambled duck eggs.
Heather said, teenage daughter says how Phil lost his hair.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Miriam said 4 daughters. It feels like a lot of girls sometimes.
Aw, that's nice though. We had a total testosterone house.
If I had 4 of you, I'd be in trouble.
What?
If I had 4 of, can you imagine living with 4 of her?
Oh, I think me. I was like,
her. Can you imagine living with 4 of her?
I mean,
it would be hard.
It's a lot going on.
I mean, we have this poor kid in church, and the mom and dad, like, what do they? How many? He's got 4 sisters? 4 sisters. Yeah. 4 sisters. He's the only boy, and mom's pregnant again, and he's just like, please, please, please. And dad's a fireman, so he's gone a lot.
You've never seen a kid pray over his mommy's tummy like that kid. His name's Caleb too.
Yeah.
Chris said, I cried a little because I was laughing so hard. Steph said, I'm wishing some service stations would add unsweetened almond milk to their choices to add coffee. None of ours around here has that. It's all carby, full of sugar crap.
Yeah.
The best bet, if you're going to go, if they have it, I mean, better than anything else would be drinking like half and half. But personally, I just go around with like some MCT oil powder in my car.
You know, not to be too ballsy about this, but especially some of these gas stations are owned by, they're owner operated. You might just walk up to them and say, like, I can see that guy at Wawa if he didn't have an almond milk or something out, but they sell them in the section where you can purchase them, say, hey, do you mind if we like open up a bottle and use it as part of the coffee bar? There may be people that want almond milk. They may be into that. Like, worth an ask.
Okay, we got it. We're almost at an hour and a half here. Let's finish this up. Steph said, I'm keto policing myself and not buying any keto sweeteners for a while. Got to get that under control again. Too many keto sweets the last couple of months.
Hey, I hear ya.
Kavita said, I turned 60 in March and feel better than I did at 40. Thank you to Keto.
Awesome.
Miriam said, my daughter Kate likes the purple background.
Oh, thank you.
It's all done with lights. Renee said, I returned my Dash Mini waffle maker. It was just making me want real bread.
Man, it's all about just knowing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
He said he wonders if I'm going to ignore comments on the cruise.
Nice.
Okay. Chris said, I bet we could get him to ignore us. Chris actually sent me his cabins for, like, what cabins he's in for the cruise. Ooh. And said, so this way, if you want to go on the other side of the ship and be away from us, you can.
Nuh-uh. I'm going to be right next door, Chris.
Slapstick said, I convert most coconut flour recipes to almond flour because it tastes better. It does taste better. It's just super calorically dense. The bottom line is, what is almond flour? It's ground up almonds.
Heather's the squirrel.
Have you thought about when we would do our next 72-hour fast? Yes, we're going to do it after Keto Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah. I convert most wheat flour recipes to bacon flour because it tastes better.
Bacon flour is delicious.
Took me a second.
Christopher said, I don't like coconut flour much. Now I'm going to be grinding up bacon really fine.
Chris says, you must be this tall to vote.
I'm not sure. Well, that
brown chicken, brown cow.
Chris said Joe grew up with vertical gardens. I, on the other hand, did not grow up. That is true.
Tiffany says Caleb was blushing.
I'm always red.
Chris said, I did not ask Joe Byrne. That was the last. That last letter was a M.
Tiffany says Caleb's dying because his mama said.
That's okay. The thing earlier.
Renee said, weird thing though. I've tried.
That's
I have tried balut, the
bum.
fermented egg.
Balut.
Yeah.
The balut.
Yeah, that's that egg.
Balls.
I've actually thought about that.
Good job.
Miriam grew up with 4 brothers and no sisters, and having all the girls was weird for me to get used to. Girls are special.
Girls are awesome.
I always wanted a girl, and but then I would drive past the high school and be like, I'm so glad I don't have a daughter. But Rachel was like, you could have never had a daughter because I literally
made their lives
miserable. Would have. We don't have basements in Florida. I literally would have dug a basement under my house and told her you can't come out until you're 20. I would have been the dad standing there with a gun at the door.
I'm certain you would be.
I mean, yeah.
Well,
I see all of these high school girls.
This is her.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
It's a good time.
Chris said we could get them to have Joe do a presentation on the cruise, and we could all raise our hands and do comments they could ignore. It would be super awesome.
That would be super awesome.
Hey, look, we just finished up. Cat. We're caught up.
So I wonder, before we leave, because it's just been nice, like getting to sit next to you today. What is your encouragement for people who are trying to stay focused, who are doing this? Maybe they've got like spending more time with their family and turning their health around so that they can be there for their grandkids and their children and stuff. What's your encouragement to them? As some days are hard.
Probably just knowing what's important to you, knowing where you want to be in a certain amount of time. I think they changed, and certainly my grandmother changed because they want to have more time with us. I don't mean to get grim, but I know we don't always have a lot of time in general or on Earth. But when you start to get healthy, start applying it, you realize what's important, and you love your family, you love time, and maybe you love work, whatever you want to do. I think Keto's helped us a whole lot. It's helped me in the time I did do it. Just keep on knowing what's important. Why are you doing it? If you're just doing it for the sake of doing it, it may not be a good enough reason to keep you encouraged. But knowing it's for your family may help you. Stay on the diet and stay healthier.
Yeah, we definitely want you around.
Yep.
We're praying for your good success, too.
So before we go, I just have to read this one. Steph said, I wonder what yolks from boiled eggs dipped in chocolate would taste like. A new balls recipe for Rachel.
Balls.
Don't do that.
We've got to try that.
Don't do that.
Guys, thank you for joining us.
Amy's saying, where can you get tickets for Low Carb Cruise?
I will get the link and post it in the description for the replay of this. So, guys, thank you for joining us. We got a cool video coming out tomorrow if I can go finish editing it. So, We will see everybody next week. And don't forget, we have Keto on the Couch that we film now on Saturdays and we'll be on Monday. Have a great night, guys.
See you guys.
Love you.
Bye.